a marvelous week. I have. And I leave tomorrow to teach yoga. Now, I do need to ask, next week, so my work, right, I'm the yoga director of Purify Wellness. We have a new teacher coming in next Wednesday to teach for the first time. I need to be there.
So
She teaches at 8:15. So I can come right after that to here, but it would be 10 before I could get here. Is that too late? Next Wednesday. It's the 29th.
that should be fine with us.
I'll text you to remind you if it's okay, if you come, if you're like, no way, Deb, I can see if Cheryl could come and sub. Okay. Okay. Is Diana coming?
No.
Okay, you know what? Move over a chair then, take the block. And the ball. And that way you can see me a little better. All righty, socks off. Let's get moving. Let's do some yoga. Yes. Oh, the ball's skipping. Okay, we're gonna close this door. So I was talking with a really great friend this week, just a dear friend, and we were talking, and he asked this question of me. He's like, what's in with an addict, somebody that has some addictions, which I'm like, well, I'm one of
All of
those.
us.
This thing, I know. I'm being much more friendly. This guy's like, no.
Probably their self-image that they're an addict.
Self-image that they're addict, I think that all is fabulous. The hardest thing is for an addict to live today. They think because of the image, because of the confidence, because of those things, I've got to stop doing this forever, right? And they think about tomorrow. Can they do anything right now for tomorrow? I mean, you can plan, but you can't actually do. The only day you can do is today. And when an addict will start to realize that I just need to do it today. I just need to do this today. I can do that today. Today feels comparable. And then you take today and maybe you cut it into even more minutes. This minute, I can choose good, right? I can't choose for next minute yet until next minute comes. And so this idea, which is totally being present here right now. So with the ball, by the way, do you notice I finally got the picture? That has taken forever. Well, I couldn't do it with my film because they stain your toes.
Yeah.
They want them gross and grody, and she's like, well, what have they been doing? Like, I've been bleaching, I'm trying to get, so anyway, alcohol will get the stain out. Anyway, I didn't think of that. So, back to, with this ball on the foot, okay, find a place. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, yes, our coffee.
Oh, no. Find just maybe a place where there is sensation today. I love what Gilbert shared last week. He said, it changes every stinking time we do this. Guess what? Every day is not the same. So Michelle, you missed. I'm gonna ask, nobody help her. I've had a good conversation and I asked this question. What is the hardest thing for somebody that's addicted to overcome? What's the hardest thing for them?
Someone who's addicted to find out what the addiction is feeding and to replace it with something good. The addiction is to medicate some way our pain. So what's the source of the pain?
That is a great answer. It is not the answer that.
You're wrong.
No.
You're wrong.
I was wrong too. So I had a conversation with a friend, right? Yeah. Pull a little curtain around our brain, around our mind, and we pull in. So today is the only day, if I'm an addict, which I am, I'm addicted to things. Today is the only day I have to be successful. I can resist all day, and then we take that up into minutes. I can resist this minute, this 5 minutes, this 10 minutes. For this next hour, I'm going to be totally present. I'm going to be here with my feet, with my body, paying attention. So if you find a tight place, wiggling side to side, and then change feet. Notice that you start on the second side. I always like the second side. The second side is like there's nothing going to be thrust at me and surprise me. And it's not like I don't mind being surprised, but I always like it to be a good surprise. So for this class, for this next few minutes, while we're just pushing the ball into this other foot, how do you feel? You can do this. And so this friend shared that that's one of the biggest tools, is to every day have this opportunity. I can do this today. I can do this moment. I feel this way now, but I don't have to do anything about that right now. I can just do this. I can keep going. And sometimes I don't want to think that anybody is. And you can have addictions to exercise. I have friends that have had those and they end up with some injuries. I've had, addiction to being thin friends, where they start vomiting because they crave this food. Their body isn't getting the nutrients it needs, and so it really starts craving the foods we crave. And so as we just have this knowledge that keeps coming in, that keeps us expanding and growing, we find ourselves doing some of the same stupid things, and we beat ourselves up because we are. And that is not a good place to be either. And so we come back to this, you know what, I'm going to be right here, right now. The quote I shared last week, over and over again, we come to our yoga mats. Okay, that was the quote. We come to our yoga chairs, our yoga spot, and we fiddle with our body, figuring out what today. When we are in this place, and it is a place of curiosity, our potential is realized. We do not have to wait until the afterlife to have our potential realized. It is here with us right now. There is nothing that we can do today that will make me of more value later. Now I can be more efficient. I can be more flexible. I can feel better with my body. Okay, so that's kind of where that's what being present is all about. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Grab your ball into your hand. We're just going to do some squeezes. So that was just one of the thoughts when I first started yoga. The being present was not an easy thought for me. What do you mean be present, right? Because I am a list maker. And I love being busy.
Look, checking it off.
I love checking off. Look what I've done. Sweet. This makes me of value. So faulty, so faulty. Change hands. So maybe you have some places, I hope, I know you do, that you realize that you excel at this and you excel at this, and you do, okay? Go ahead and turn it up, same hand, close around it, and then pull the hand towards your elbow. Yeah, you can feel a nice little stretch here. Go ahead and pull the arm away, but keep this, okay? It's kind of like Tarzan hands, right? If you're like this, and you walk around on those knuckles. Yeah, at least that's what I think. I've not tried to walk around on my knuckles. Can you feel that? That stretch and that work? Yeah, and then release. Now let's do some circles. Make a wide no, that's not a fist, and then make a fist. Go wide and a fist. So we're just kind of finding all these areas. Then go ahead and change hands. Here you go. Take it wide, grab it, tuck it in. And notice that one side, anybody not right-handed? You left-handed? So do you find that this one was more intense, your other hand? Yeah, because we use it more. So it's this, just finding that, but we're squeezing it at the same time. Yeah. And then release. Notice that release, it sends just some marvelous energy, okay? Wide and make a fist, and wide and make a fist. So, if arthritis is an issue, this is some of the best stuff you can do for fingers and hands, right? Okay, it's movement, guys. It's the movement. We know this, okay? Go ahead and bring hands to heart center, make them wide. So the fingers, right, are wide. Push in. Ball is escaping. Push in. See if your elbows can be even with your wrists, okay? Pull the hands down. You're going to feel this go up into your arm a little bit and up into even maybe your shoulder. Can you see from here, I'm pulling the hands down, trying to keep the palm together. There's going to be a place where it's like right here for me, I can't keep the palm together anymore. So you're just kind of coming down to where the fingers, and you're actually going to let the palms come apart, but stretch on the fingers. So I still have from 2020 summer, is it 2020? July, so it's been over a year ago, rope swing injury. And look how straight it is now though. I've been working so hard. So if you've got places, okay, my mom has thumb knuckles and I'm starting to feel those. So, okay, Michelle talked about creating a new habit. Make this one of the habits you do when you have moments where you don't use your hands. Maybe you're thinking, maybe you're sitting, maybe you're all those kind of things, okay? Yeah, maybe you find some of those tight, sore places and you just massage them, okay? It could be on the shoulder. It can be on your knee, right? On your hip, it can be on your hip, although the hip's hard to get to. So we do this kind of movement, right? So that's kind of where we want to go today, is just really noticing my body, being present here. How's it feel? How's this part feeling? So we're going to ask those questions today. Let's start with our shoulders again. Up and around. Oh, just that feels heavenly. I sat in front of a granddaughter at a soccer game yesterday. And she was just sitting behind me in the chair, and I just sat on the ground. And I just said, oh, you wanted to massage me? Oh, I would love that. And she just looked up. She's like, no. And so I'm like, oh, just right here. And it was so cute. So just at halftime, we went out and kicked a soccer ball for a minute. And then we sat back down. She goes, Grandma, you take the chair. And I said, okay, thanks. So I took the chair, and she sat right here. She goes, oh, you're going to massage me? Oh, thanks. It was the cutest thing ever. So, guys, yeah. going up. Now, we're gonna do like the backstroke. So if you can't get your arm all the way up, just use an elbow. If you can't even get your elbow up, just use the shoulder blade. We're looking for range of motion. But if you can, you're reaching back, okay? And we're not in a rush, right? This is not a, is it getting too warm? Okay. Yeah, it was down to 60. So I had to change that.
You make it harder or colder?
I'm gonna make it kind of stay the same, right? It's warm. It's warm. And you'll notice I'm a little gimpy this morning. My hips has not had the time to do my mobility movement this morning. So now reverse that. Come up and come forward. So now it's more just that range of motion this way. Now, if you notice, you can totally reach here, but you can also take the elbow. And if you take the elbow, you're gonna feel it down into the rib cage a little bit more. So when you're swimming, right, if you're a swimmer, they really do. They lift from the elbow and place and reach and pull, so that they use more than just their shoulder muscles, okay? So grab into that. You're welcome to start leaning forward and feel that rib cage lift and stretch. Yeah. And then go ahead and sit up and pause. And just notice. Now, yeah, they feel better, but I don't really feel a ton of sensation on those. Go ahead and tuck the chin. With the chin tucked, pull the shoulders back and down the back. Feel the stretch. And then go ahead and slowly just let the head move side to side. So it's like you're drawing a smiley face with your chin. From one shoulder down to the other. Just noticing that sensation. Yeah, pulling back with the shoulders, pulling down with the shoulder blades, pulling down with the chin. Then take your chin, and we've done this before, you're gonna jut it to the ceiling. My voice will get a little funny. And try to widen through the neck. And then reach the chin and the jaw as if it's gonna reach to the sky. You'll feel a stretch down the front of the neck. And then go ahead and make like a rainbow. Yeah, my voice sounds funny, but you're jutting your jaw enough that it's just so good for the front side of our neck. Tell me what's something you did for the front side of your neck this past week. You're like, I didn't even think about it yet. I know, we don't. Then go ahead and come back to center. Now, can you feel how the sides are saying, it's my turn? So take it to the ear there. Now remember, we never ever, I still see teachers teach to pull. Please don't pull. You're welcome to put a hand here and weight it. I mean, just feel the extra weight that the hand causes. But what you want to do is bring this arm out to the side, and it's like you're pushing down on a squishy ball, and it resists about right there. And then you feel the stretch. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move that chin again still with a little bit. So there's no torquing. There's no forcing. Go ahead and stay with the chin closer to the shoulder and then tuck it even more. And you'll get a nice stretch along this muscle that runs along the side of the neck. The muscle that helps our jaw. And then go gently release the hand, and you'll notice, wow, that changed. And then bring the neck up and pause back forward. And I can totally feel this side saying, come on, do it now. And that the body will always tell us what it needs. We just got to. So go ahead, other shoulder. Little bit of weight, just the hand weight, right? There's no pushing. Hand out here to the side, push down until you kind of find, you'll feel right underneath here, just right underneath the arm, a little bit of a, yep, there's like, oh, yep, I need to stop right there. And it's just like you're pushing down into something. Pulling the shoulder away, finding that stretch along the neck, and then go ahead and start the movement towards the shoulder and away. back and forth, just a little tiny thing, and then hold it down by the shoulder. And then maybe just a little up and down, little nodding of the head. Yeah, I got this. I so got this. I'm so present. And then release and come back and just do some all over shoulder, neck. Our body loves to move. Our body lazily loves to just hold still, to just stay. Like if it takes the path of less resistance, is what I'm trying to say. Go ahead and lean forward. Hands are here, let the shoulders round. Tuck your chin and create as big a round in your spine as you can. We're down on our elbows. Push your back towards the back of the chair and find that curl. And then come forward and push back again. Come forward, getting into the mid back. It gets into the low back too. Maybe when you go back, you can also kind of feel the tailbone tuck. Or maybe you can push into your feet and push them a little forward. Finding that stretch. You're just coming in and out of that curl, that tight round. And then a release of that tight round. And then a release. And then hands on the thighs. Move a little side to side. So it's a ribcage stretch. And then see if you can do kind of like you're doing this circle with the upper body. Okay? Coming up. Yeah, beautifully done. And then reverse it. Go around the other way. This is more waistline, but can you also feel that the hips are getting some openness happening? Go ahead and come down and up. Just down and up. One more, down and up. Take the hands to the back of the chair. Back and forward. Shoulders back and forward. Shoulders back, open through the arms, and we're gonna hold this for a little bit. Take the elbows, see if you can get them behind the chair. Does that make sense? So they're pulling like up and over that chair, and they're pulling back. Yeah. Breathe. Tuck your chin. It's like my feet. I can't reach my feet. Yeah, if you can, put your heels down. Maybe you just touch your toes. Push down and forward with the feet. You're going to feel those engage, those thighs. Open, breathe. Just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift through the heart, and then gently release the arms. You come back in and you're like, oh, that was amazing. Come up and over to the side. Come back to the other side. And then go back and forth using your breath. Oh, first time of talking a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then let's change it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Notice that that's a little more natural. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Yeah. So one of the things that's interesting in our bodies is when we hurt, when something hurts, it doesn't just cause pain, it causes tension. We hold on, right? We don't want to move quite quite that quickly, right? We want to be careful, we want to feel safe, all those kind of things. When we move like this, let's start and add some twists, okay? So we are moving the entire body today. So just twist, go ahead and grab hold, open the shoulder, right? It's gonna pull on the back, take a deeper twist and then come back. And open the shoulder and come back. And open the shoulder and come back. And I want you to feel as if this is that same back stroke, but it's like my whole body is doing that back stroke and back, and that back stroke and back, and that back stroke and back. And I'm twisting, yes, yes, and back, and here we go, and back, and then come back to center. Just notice how we start to feel so amazing. But can you feel how it really is kind of from here up? And this kind of feels sluggish. So grab your block. Because we'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
Yes. Grab your block, plant your foot, reach for, anybody's calves tight today. So I've joined a pickleball league. Oh my goodness. I wanted to play with some, and we play Monday nights, but it's like 3 hours. You should see me too. I mean, I stretch out after, right? So you're just leaning, you're finding that lean. But this is the second week that I've done it. And yeah, my body's feeling it, but it's good stuff. Come up as high as you can. See if you can push the arch forward, feel a little stretch here. Bend the toes, don't point the toes here. So just come up as high as you can like you're wearing high heels. Okay, I know you know exactly what that's like. So don't you give me that look. You always know. I see you in high heels all the time. And then put it back. Reach it down. Take a lean so that there's just a little extra weight. Trying to get that heel all the way down. Lift it up. Come and push. Bring it down. Push it down. Bring it up. Pause. Come up to your toes. And without the ball, just roll over the toes. Yeah, just give it a try.
That's a joke.
Yeah, my dad says I used to walk around the house like this. And he was really worried about me. He still is, what can I say? Yeah, ooh, and release those. Wiggle through those fingers, or those are toes. Wiggle through those toes. So one of my dance classes, clear back in college, well, it was after college, I went back and did a workshop. And he said, we should try to get our toes as dexterous as our fingers.
Really?
And you know, you've seen people that don't have the hands that their feet can do. Michelle can do lots of things with her toes. So come back up.
They're wrong.
Yeah, come to the toes and then just start to curl over. Yeah, just a little pressure. It's like, holy moly, right? I'm pushing, nothing's moving. Yeah, and release. Come back now, just roll through that ankle. Go both directions. Yeah. And then for just a moment, I know that this is, might be a little difficult, but for a moment, cross it over so that we have this. And it can be here if it needs to be, but I know that this might be a little easier.
I was for
Go ahead and here, but see if you can go down and grab toes, and I want you to stick a finger between each toe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, well, you have to have your socks off. Yeah. Try to get a finger, okay? Anybody seen how they put those little when you have pedicures, right? Okay. It's one of the best things for toes.
I should put them in and walk around the house.
Yes, you should put them in and walk around the house. They actually make socks that have the holes and they have a little plastic. Or they have
shoes like that too.
They've got shoes like that, but I can't do it because my toes don't go at an angle, they go straight across, so I could wear the shoes. But this, I want you, and then try to spread your toes apart. He's like, what the freak? So if you really love somebody, you come and you do their toes for them if they can't do them. And then release that,
I
okay?
can't get my fingers through my toes.
I know, what happened? You've seen babies. You can totally, when you do piggies with them, right? Each toe moves. We lose that. And so this is homework, and I will put it in the show notes. And find a moment, if wherever you're at, maybe you're watching a movie, maybe you have to do it with two hands. And you just sit and play piggies with your feet, right?
Yeah, with each other. This little piggy went to market.
Yeah, this little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home, right? And we go all the way through them, and then just notice, like, what happens after, how your feet feel. Because bunions are created almost always because there's something, right? Something's not, or something's rubbing, or our shoes we wear, pointed toe thingies. Yeah, find this. You find me in flip-flops a lot. Okay, this on my left foot was easy. My right foot's the harder one. Okay, and then release. Change sides. So we're just really trying today to get into every body part. Plant, there goes the calf. Now, what's interesting is, oh man, how can that hurt so bad, right? So you push down and you reach, you take a lean forward, you find the stretch in those toes, and then you come up, and then go back down. We're not gonna come up and do our big stretch yet that we hold. We're just moving for range of motion here. And then push it down and leave it down for a minute. Take some breaths. Anybody's calf muscle tight? Yeah. Right here. More on that other side? Yeah, more on my right side too. So yeah, you're finding that and you're just kind of going, wow. Can anybody start to feel their heartbeat down in their feet? I can feel it on this left foot that we did already. Go ahead and come up. Come all the way up. Find that. The toes are crunched here, not pointed. So find that you're reaching the arch of the foot forward, and then take it back down and find that stretch. And then take it up. Now, if the stretch is really intense, you are welcome to just move it like this, right? That is an option that just doesn't keep us, okay? Come up, come to your toes. Here we go. Roll the toe under.
No way.
Roll. So this one on mine, I've got a little arthritis in this knuckle. It doesn't fold as well.
Is it cramping your arch?
It can. You just release. That's just muscle saying, excuse me, right? Come back down. Go back up to the point. Come and curl it over.
There's your dream.
Yeah, and so find that, just find a moment where you're just, whoa, baby, and then you release. You don't hold too long. And come back up. We're going to do one more. Roll over those toes. And then release, and you totally can bring it up and across here or up and across here. Find your feet. This is the one, okay, and there is a hereditary in my family where this big toe starts to come underneath. And that, both parents have had some surgery. And so I've been working on that. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it here, but it doesn't like to stay open. So if I'm spreading my toe, this one doesn't come up. When I'm spreading this toe, this one will widen. But when I spread this one, it's like, And so I've really had to work into those knuckles. Maybe you can slide your hands through those toes and give them those yoga toes. Spread the fingers wide, and if you need to, use 2 hands. Oh, wow. Okay, and we're also looking them for to go long, so this is another thing, if you've got like a hammer toe, you can also work on just stretching those babies long. I don't know about you, but I mean, how long was the BYU game? Who watched the BYU game? Okay, how long was that? 3 hours?
3 hours.
Okay,
Is that
3 hours.
3 hours?
3 hours. You got time. You say, oh, I don't have time to do my toes, Deb. Any golf? Watching any golf?
And I play golf, I won't,
You haven't watched golf?
I watch it.
Yeah. How long does a golf match take you to watch?
About 4 hours.
4 hours. 4 hours.
She's telling me to do.
Play with your toes. Yeah. Don't tell me you don't have time, right?
When the game goes bad, I hurt myself.
The game goes bad, I hurt myself. That's a little scary. Okay, and release. So does this make sense? Okay, all right. Let's get into our hips. Because our hips are huge and big. Go wide. I mean, they're not, sorry. Oh, Debbie's getting in trouble. Our hips.
That's the authority.
Yeah, oh, it is. People are gonna be laughing, like we are. So, the hips are a huge storage area for emotion, for stuff we go through. Hips storage. Hips are storage. Okay, and so, at first I was like, yeah, right. And then go ahead, you can see I'm starting to wiggle here. Okay, let yourself have a lean forward. Let yourself have a lean back. You're gonna feel, okay, this is some of the range of motion we lose. Notice this is not aggressive. It is just movement. Go ahead and reverse that circle. But also notice how you start first and you kind of go, oh, 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 oh. And then pretty soon, it's just like piece of cake. People tell me, I've got a mom, she's like, will you work with my son? He's 45. I'm like, yeah, sure. And his son's like, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. This is yoga. We understand that yoga isn't doing the poses, okay? Yes, I can do a handstand. Yes, I can do some of those kind of things. Those are crazy, stupid human tricks, right? Those really aren't poses. Stop, and I want you to just go side to side, but you're gonna try to lift the hip. So this is some of the stuff for the healing of my hip so that I can play pickleball for 3 hours. And I can go lead a yoga retreat in Zion's and we can hike, okay? And it has to, for me, it's every day. But you'll notice, you guys remember me sitting in church. I don't sit still very well. And I'll find this kind of, I'm sure that people think, what's going on over there with Deb, right? But, I don't do it this obvious, because this, wear a skirt and do this. That's why I wear long skirts a lot. No, but anyway, now take your hands, okay? We're gonna go a little deeper. Watch the shoulders. We're just gonna roll the shoulder in. Is the shoulder in? It's not on the knee, but I'm pushing on the thigh a little bit to try and straighten that arm. Come back up. So I'm doing shoulders and try to get your hand more on the inside and go through those shoulders, rolling forward and back and keeping wide. Go ahead and come to your toes. Notice what that changes on that inside of the hip. Try to push your heel down, but don't let it go down, and notice what happens. You guys, I've been fiddling. You gotta know this, right? This is how I prep for class. I sit there and go, what would help? What would work, right? As I push my heel down, does anybody feel the inner thigh engaged?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so BYU game, is there one this week? It's on TV. Okay. We're doing some work, right? We got, maybe you're not a BYU or football watcher. Maybe there's another team, right? Maybe there's another sport. Maybe there's a romantic movie, fuss my grandkids, right? So push down and then tuck, okay? When you come out of something like that, gently, one foot turns in, the other foot turns in, heel, heel, toe, toe, right? Coming in from something like that, if we just go, can be very detrimental. How do the hips feel? They feel better. Let's do things that let them feel better, okay? So your block can be here, you don't need it, but we're gonna do, I would just wanna try this and see if it'll work. You're on the edge of your chair, okay? It's up and over, up and back. If you can't get it all the way over, you're just here to your range of motion. So this, with this hip, this is one of the hardest, right there, it's painful for me.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits pain. This side, nothing, okay? So up and find it, but we're just gonna do the same leg. So don't trade, I just traded for a moment. Find that, yeah. This is amazing work for the hips. Anybody feeling it?
Oh.
Release and
Like on the
go.
second one?
Yeah. Okay, isn't that amazing? Yeah. Come play with me. Come up and over, second side. If this is your first leg, trade legs. Yeah, we're just working and moving at the same time. Ouch.
Right.
No, don't worry about it. Don't force. There is no force. Force is what kind of gets us into trouble to begin with, right? It's so true. All right. Let's do just some sun salutations. You know what? Clock's gone.
Oh, I don't know when it's time to start.
Yeah, I need to know that. Okay. All righty. Yes, inhale, sweep up. What were we doing? Exhale. Just find that lean. Hands come down. There's the inhale, and the exhale is going to pull us back into the curl. We've done this enough, but I like to keep doing the first one kind of slow. Inhale, uncurl. Let's exhale. Let's reverse it. Oh, I know. We can do this. Curl it down. Inhale, stretch the body. Exhale, bring the arms up. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, come back. So we're going to go back and forth, okay, in and out. So notice the difference. What happens, we're doing the exact same movement. Why does some, and it's basically against gravity. So inhale up. Exhale is the hinge. Hands come here. There's an inhale, and there's an exhale. We curl back. And then there's an inhale. We uncurl. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Curl. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Bring the arms. Inhale. Sit up. Exhale. Come back. Here we go. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Hinge. Hands here, inhale, exhale, curl. Inhale, unwind, take a breath. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach. Bring the arms. Come all the way up. And come back down. Beautifully done. One more each way. Inhale, up. There's the hinge. Hands and curl back. Inhale all the way up. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, we curl back down. Reach it. Take the arms. Come all the way up. And hands back down. Beautifully done. Nice work. Go ahead and come back to your chairs. And stretch. Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but this is one of my favorites. So here, let your hips just shift side to side. You're finding length in the spine. So guys, this is one of the only times you find length in your spine. Yeah, make sure you're at least part of your chairs on. Yeah, perfect. Oh, that hip needs some work today. Stretch it back. Let the hips wiggle side to side. Bending one knee and then the other. And then slowly keep the wiggle happening. Come up a little, round through your spine and keep the wiggle happening. And then slowly walk your feet in. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, plant the hands and stretch back. Reach, find the give. Reach through the hips. Okay? When men come in, just walk part way in. Maybe at one step with each feet. Bend your knees. Sit the hips back as if you're reaching for something behind you. Then I want you to just wiggle side to side. So you've got a hula thing going on. The knees can bend, okay? Yeah. Can you feel that outside hip stretch?
Over.
Yeah. So now take it to the right. Just take it to the right. Yeah. Hold that and then just kind of, it's almost like a little tuck and up and down. It's in my mind, I see my sit bone kind of going on the inside of my glute muscle. Just, and then come up. Is that a lot on the hips? Is it low back? Okay. Come down to the other side. Bend the knees. The hips go back. So I'm not letting my knees do this. That's hard on knees. So they're going back. Go to the left. And then just, it's a little bit of a tuck and an untuck. So you can even get that into your spine. Push into that foot and then come back. Yeah, walk it in. That should feel like we've actually worked it, yes? Yeah, okay. Then just wiggle side to side. Find some give and take. Come back for the stretch. Come around. How can we do this? I want you to come so that you can touch the front of your chair and kind of be able to see me. Let me show you, and then you can do it. So that we can get into some of the low back, okay? Hands are gonna be here. You're gonna bring your shoulders, and if you need to, you're welcome to grab here on the edge of the chair, or you can leave the palms. But I want your shoulders to come kind of like over the fingers, okay? And then with the hips here, tuck your tailbone and round. This is cat-cow, but we usually do this on hands and knees in a yoga class. We've done it in the chair, but I'd like you to feel here. Can you see the spine? Okay, so go ahead and give that a try. Come around, put your hands on the front of your chair, right? If you got a blanket, you can either move it or just move the hands. Step back a little, you got it. Yeah. Bend your knees, and you're just tucking the tailbone. It's not the bend and straighten the knees. So the knees stay straight, but it's my back. So my back is curling. So I'm tucking and then rounding, and then I'm untucking. It's the same thing. We kind of do sit down. Okay, can you see that? Can you feel that? Yeah. Bend your knees. And up and down, come over. Up and down. Try not to unbend the knees. Keep them bent. Yeah. So let the movement, yeah. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yes, that's it. Yes. You let stretch here. Beautifully done. So I'm really trying to create, okay, this is the other homework for today, is to find this. Can you do this and watch it be what you gain, do you think? Does that help your back stretch out a little? Not really? Windshield wipers will. Okay, well, that's where we're going. So come back in. Yeah, let yourself up. come back to our shake, because this is another thing that will help release that back. Okay, just start to wiggle, letting everything jiggle. Take the feet wide, the feet wider. The feet can be here, but when they're wider, I feel it helps release the low back a little bit. The hips can shake. This is not something you want to do in a swimsuit. Yeah, there's some jiggle happening, and I want you to just feel the jiggle. Let that, and then pause. Can you feel how the low back release a little? Not really. Okay. Do it again. Go ahead and just find everything wiggling. We're going to probably do this every class. Since I have found this, it has changed a little bit. Yeah. Let that energy flow up and down, and then come onto your backs. And windshield wipers. Just onto your back, on your mat. Your favorite place to go.
Diana's not here today.
Yeah, she's spending the day with her daughter. She's spending the day with her daughter. It's yeah.
So, on your backs, finding the knees going one way. I had somebody reach out and say, I never see you do windshield wipers. What are they? So knees side to side, breathing deeply, finding the give. Yeah, we've worked today, guys. We found kind of a lot of the small little things. Sometimes we work a little bit more extensive into an area. Sometimes we just really work it all. Sometimes, go ahead and take your knees up, take your feet as wide as your mat, and let your knees just kind of knock together. If they won't come together, let me grab a block for you, because you can totally put a block between those legs. You're going to notice what happens to the low back here. Even still, just hold that block. I got it. There's I need to get your head. Yeah. Let your knees go wide. Not giving the sound of your feet hitting your feet. Let your feet go out to the side.
This side is good.
Okay. And then hold it down, and then hold the knees together. Yeah. Let that help release that out. Nice. So pause, and then go ahead and bring the feet back in. You're welcome to keep the block there if you want. Squeezing. This is what that looks like. The knees go wide and the block is here. Yeah. If you need to keep going on, you bring the feet back in, and you can keep the windshield wipers, but you have to move the block up the thighs a little. The squeezing of the thighs is one of the things that will help the low back release. Finding that give and take. Beautifully done. You can totally remove the block if you liked. Take knees to one side and let them stay. Look the other direction. So let them stay. The knees aren't moving back and forth. Now they're just going to stay on one side. Just let the knees go to one side and just stay. Yeah. Twisting in the spine. So it doesn't just wring out the skeleton here. We have organs, liver, kidneys, adrenals, intestines. Take some deep breaths. I have not focused a ton on breathing today. But that is a given that we breathe all the time. And when you're ready, knees up and over to the other side. Yeah. Just breathe. Inhale and exhale. And then go ahead and work your way into your Shavasana. Oh, and bolster for underneath. Knees. There you go. Oh, wonderful. Nice. Is it a little bit so still?
Okay. Well, I think I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. Everything's releasing, that's the key. Letting there be a moment here where we just pause. We did this at the first of class, where we found just with our eyes closed. And so I know you're holding still, but just for a moment. She's like, no, it's okay.
What I love and what I think is so valuable is just the understanding, you know what, I'm not totally relaxed. Isn't that amazing? It's like, it's not that much. I just need a little something.
But you listened, and that just it thrills me to no end that we pay attention to what our body's trying to tell us. And I firmly believe, and actually know it's a truth, that when we listen, it starts telling us more things. Do you want something under your head? You didn't get that one. You could hear better to watch. Oh, yeah. How's that?
Throw it on my face.
It's thrown our face.
Yellow tape.
There you go. We didn't even use our straps. We were going to. Breathe. Some days your bodies will feel invincible, and maybe they don't too much anymore. But we know the days when it's like, it feels good. And then there are days when you're gonna have some aches and pains, and maybe you try and do something you haven't done for a while. There's gonna be some, we're not 20 anymore. We're not a teenager anymore, and even teenagers sometimes do things that hurt. Taking that pause for a moment, let all thoughts also just push them away out of your head. We have the ability to push a thought away. One of the things that happens is we don't push it away. We let it fester and we think about it over and 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 over. And we don't even realize that we're looping that thought. And so we just, think that that's what it's gotta be in it, but it's not. And so with a thought, it's gonna be a little different than for an addict, a little bit. We talked about that kind of at the first of class. I think we can be addicted, I know we can be addicted to good things, but it's the addiction that we want to get away from. I think we want to recognize and every day ask, is today an okay to do this? Or should I wait? Or do I need to do some work on my body before I'm able to do that? So finding out, letting that curiosity help us discover the potential within. So I'll end class here and then we can get up, those of you that are physically here. One of the things I've discovered, and I'm getting better at it, is that every day I can be the best I can for that day. Every day I get to choose whether I need a nap, whether I need maybe some hot tea, maybe my body needs this, maybe it needs that. Maybe I'm in a day that's like, I've got the energy, I can do this project. The potential within us is just waiting for us to let it loose. It is there within each of us, regardless of who you are. And it doesn't mean it has to be this grand, elaborate something that you're creating. You could just be a really kind person, and that potential is huge. I love when someone just says, I was thinking about you today. How are you doing? Those kind thoughts. And that's really a little bit of what Namaste means. The divine, the great, the light that is within me. I see the divine, the great, the light that's within each of you.